Hello everyone, my name is TJ Sling. Today we're going to be talking about film school. So a lot of you guys probably ask, why did you go to film school? Should you go to film school? If you look right here, I posted a lot of the cool film schools that there are near LA. Even some like here, I went to New York Film Academy. That's the one I personally went. I also went down here to LA Film School. They both have pros and cons, and every school has the pros and cons of attending, or even if you really even need to go to film school in the first place. So today we're going to be talking about why you should be attending film school. So I think the biggest thing about attending film school are I personally would break them down into six parts. It's going to be time as filmmakers, like we love movies from our favorite directors like Steven Spielberg, Kubrick, Bergman, or even Tarkovsky. They always are bringing their ideas to the film life, so we want to bring our ideas to the screen. And in film school, I feel like they really give you a structured approach into practicing your craft in a very safe and constructive environment. Um, they're also very patient with you. It's not a rush. They're giving you the time and even time at school to produce your film, develop, even using their editing stages. I think those are really cool. The next thing we have is structure. Structure, the thing is, you don't need to go to film school to be a filmmaker. Anyone can be a filmmaker by simply not even going to film school. But I think you can even become a you can even become a successful filmmaker without even going to film school in the first place. But that being said, film school is more like of a passive learning experience. It's the constant going back and forth between school teaching and learning and development. So it's not like you're gonna go to film school and the minute you're done with it, you're going to be the next greatest director. It's more like going there because you want to master in your skill. I mean, even in the film industry, there's so many careers like acting, editing, assistant camera, director, photography. So it's simply whatever skill that you have, you're basically going to film school to master in that skill, learn more about it. Because sometimes, even when I was first starting, I had a camera and I was like, I know everything I'm doing. But when I went to film school, there were things that I didn't know, like, why using ND filters on lenses is a huge thing. And so all in all, I feel like film school is helping you master, and they're kind of giving you more tips and tricks that will improve whatever particular, type of field you're going within the film industry. Then I think freedom. Freedom is the hugest thing about film school. Nowadays, when you're going to film somewhere, you need permits, and you want to film a film, or you even want to film on a set stage like Universal Backlot. You need people to get in, then you need people to approve your film, then you need permits, and permits sometimes can cost hundreds of dollars. So I think the film school, where it comes in, is you get to write your own scripts, first of all. Nobody's telling you what to write, or if there's a certain project that you need to meet. And the freedom of film school, I think, is that they're letting you film. Like when I filmed like 10 short films I did the whole period I was at New York Film Academy, they were helping me get those permits. We even filmed on Universal Backlot. So if it wasn't for New York Film Academy, I would have never gotten to film on Universal Backlot. Another thing that I think is huge, I think this is the biggest thing about film school: network. You need to network. Network is the biggest part because your peers in film school will form a network of collaborators. Like they will see how their peers are on sets and who's the ones to look at, who's the one to follow, who's the one to keep on your team. I mean, even if you don't get along with your peers, you will make great networking experience, such as going to screenings, internship, even school events. You're always constantly meeting new people who are in the film industry that can, you can use for your next projects or future projects. And then the last thing I think is equipment. Cameras nowadays can cost hundreds of dollars. Like this 4K Red camera, it costs a lot of money. You can't buy that and then you're gonna buy it and use it for one film. Or sometimes you buy a camera and you don't even know all the functions of it. Some cameras can have hundreds of varieties of functions, how to use them, and that gets too complicated. So I think the best thing about film school, you're using cameras that directors like Steven Spielberg or Michael Bay, like they're filming with. You get to film with those cameras. You get to show the world your story that you want to bring to the screen by using those cameras, those lenses, having good actors, which are always your peers. Because when I went to NIFA, we have an acting department and a film department. And when we would make a film, we would use students from the acting department. So we all come together as a team and bring your story to the light. So conclusion of all this comes down to the question, is film school and should you attend it? Is film school the best choice? I feel like if you truly have what it become to a highly skilled filmmaker, you absolutely do not need to go to film school. And indeed, sometimes the time and money a film school is very expensive. I went for like the 3-year program, which I didn't stay for, but 70,000 just for those 3 years, and that can be too much. Not only that, but you have to pay for transportational costs. You have to pay for other costs and insurance of the equipment. That can be too much. So ideally, you know, it's the time and money. I mean, you would waste on film school and make it less likely that you'll make it conversely. But if you do not have what it takes to become a talented filmmaker right off the start, I feel like you should go to film school. But I can assure you that no film school will be able to help you, even if they taught filmmaking as a practical profession, which they certainly do not. But if you don't have what it takes to become a filmmaker, then what I just said, no film school can help you. You really have to have the passion and the excitement of bringing your story and working with a lot of people and teams. Some people overly are shy. There's also a lot of things to look for when you're going to film school, like location and degrees, and that can get overly hectic. So I think simple to say, you should go to film school. I feel like in my case, I feel like you should go to film school. You learn so much and you leave with so much. You leave with so much networking people. You leave with a lot of numbers to industry people. You learn a lot of facts. Even some of your teachers are directors and assistant cameras on shows and HBO. And they can bring you in if they see that you do really have the passion for what you want and how you are doing in the classes. So that's pretty much it. But if you guys have any questions, please let me know. Thank you.